So I had this realization and I want to share it with you. It's about how we choose our meaning and how is this connected with uncertainty, which we all face in our lives. And I have a bunch of ideas in my mind about this, and I would really love to put them in an event. So if this interests you, press the love button so I can make it happen. In this video, what I really want to share is how this came to be, so you get an idea, like the scale of these things and how much it affects us. Now, if you've been following me in the last few videos, I touched on the topic of belief in science. And on first level, it sounds contradictory, yet if we look really closely, we see there is a notion of belief in the scientific progress, in the process of science. Now, the interesting part here is not that we discussed. The interesting part is that some people jumped out. you know, Many videos I do, it's like, okay, like, one comment, something like that. In this video, people actually jumped out to tell me how wrong I am and that, it's like, wrong, incorrect. Science is all about facts and logic. There's no belief involved. Okay. Yeah, I cannot like put the copy paste the comments with screenshots, so I'm acting it. So here is the interesting thing, and there are people who react like that all over the internet, right? So on one level, one can say, of course, these people would appear with a topic like this, but for me, this reveals something deeper, right? What activates us to defend something so much? That's the interesting thing here. What activates us to defend something, right? Because saying belief and science is like, bringing together two opposite forces. And for many people, I don't know if this is for you as well, but I hope it's not. But if it is, there is something for you to investigate there. For many people, this feels like their truth, their sense of how they make sense of the world is being attacked, right? Because if this thing on which I believe so absolutely that I don't even want it questioned or mixed with things I consider to be in the other side of stuff, if this thing starts getting a bit less clean, less pure as I have it in my mind, then I feel uncertain. Then, where do I base my sense of safety of how the world works, right? So I believe that's where these reactions came from, right? From this sense of uncertainty and this primal fear that arises when this sense of safety is being shaken. Now, here's the interesting thing, right? That we have to learn to navigate with uncertainty. That's actually the conversation I had with a CEO yesterday at the startup event. That people want clarity and like everything to be specific, but actually we have to learn to move forward, take action with uncertainty, and that's what the event is all about, right? Will be about. So if you are interested, again, press the love button, please, so I can make it happen. Now, this goes though on a bigger scale, right? On one scale is like about our own personal lives, how we react on the internet. In a slightly bigger scale, right? It's about the ventures we go in. We start a company, we want to put some ideas out there in the world, whether it is entrepreneurship ideas or it is creative ideas in the more traditional sense, like a drawing, right? And we have the fear, the uncertainty of the white page, or a poem, or write a book. So, together with that, though, it goes on a bigger, on a societal scale. Because if you take a moment and connect deeply what's happening with the world right now, there is all these polarizations, and there are all this. Why this polarization exists? Like it has been developing, like defending absolute positions of truth, and it grows bigger and bigger and bigger. Why this happens? Because a lot of the old sense of meaning in the world things we used to base our perception on, it's crumbling, it's falling. And what's the easiest thing to do when this happens? When the old sense of meaning making we had in the world, which we're not even realizing we were having it, right, starts crumbling because the eras change, the winds blow, the culture shifts, right? What happens? We seek absolute clean positions of purity. We go to the extremes because there we feel safer. And then everyone else seems like they're making our little clean pond, less pure. And all this happens because we are afraid. We're afraid of the uncertainty. And it's the same uncertainty when we hear or see a topic on the internet that, we feel like, oh, no, it is not like that. Or when we try to go forward and create something in the world. It's the same uncertainty, just in different scales. And in this era, in this period, we experience it at very large scale. So that's what I want you to keep about this. That if you experience all these like us versus other things, and like just examine a bit if this comes from a place of wanting to feel safe, a place of being afraid to be in the uncertain flow, right? And for me, that's the big question. How do we move? How do we navigate ourselves when we are in the big uncertain flow? And that's what I want to put together. What happens when you are the captain of a ship in the middle of a storm and the sky is cloudy and you cannot see the stars? How do you navigate them? That's the question. And that's what I would like to share with you. So, if this intrigues you, let me know because I think it's essential on many different levels. And I would love to hear from you. Let me know, leave a comment, press the love button. Thank you so much for your attention.